Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another weekly edition, episode 9 of the Takin Bumps podcast live on Facebook. We are your hosts, like always, the Blueprint Mike Bowen, the architect Justin Holland, and we are LIVE live, talking everything pro wrestling as we do each and every week right here on Facebook. So go ahead and give this video a like, give it a share, invite your friends to watch along, and just continue to support us as you've been doing.
Yeah.
So we are here in the Takin Bump Studios talking, recapping what happened on last week's shows as far as Monday Night Raw, SmackDown. We're taking your questions in the comments section below. We're also recapping what happened last night.
Yeah. It's a special Tuesday edition.
It's a special Tuesday
So we have a little bit more stuff to talk about.
So we are recapping what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. We're going to preview what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown Live. We're also going to be talking about WWE live event that we attended on Sunday.
Yes.
And the experience that we had there. Talking about giving a small preview of the Royal Rumble, because our big preview of the Royal Rumble, we're actually going to go a special Sunday edition of Takin Bumps podcast before the Royal Rumble on Sunday afternoon. So that's going to be a special edition of Takin Bumps. It's going to be everything Royal Rumble related. We're going to talk Royal Rumble trivia. We're going to talk about everybody who's been announced so far for the Royal Rumble. We're going to talk about what we think is going to happen in the Rumble match itself and in the overall card of the Rumble. I think this is going to be a very exciting show on Sunday.
Yes.
Not just the Royal Rumble, but the Takin Bumps podcast preview show. So
it's going to be an all-day event.
It is. Yeah. The Royal Rumble, for us, I think is number 2 behind WrestleMania as far as excitement level, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to show up. So yeah, if you're watching, go ahead and send your questions. We'll talk about it. We might do a what if segment if we get a good scenario.
Yes.
We're going to talk about what's pissing me off in pro wrestling, because I got a few things that are always bugging me. So we'll talk about that. So let's get started. Monday Night Raw last week. What happened? Honestly. It's kind of tough to remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We didn't take the notes down. I think the big points, though, real quick, kind of a Debbie Downer, but I think we need to start out with that. We did lose Jimmy Snuka right after our last podcast on Sunday.
Yep.
We just got done with the podcast for episode 8. We wrapped it up. We're
literally
going over
10 minutes.
Literally, we went downstairs. We were grabbing some lunch to eat, and we just found out that he passed away. 73, I believe it was. I think it was stomach cancer. It wasn't so much of a shock. He's been sick for a while. He's older. He's been through a lot in the wrestling business. It was just more of a shock value that it just happened so sudden. So our thoughts and prayers are with the family, the Alpha, Roman, Tamina, Rock,
The Usos.
all the Samoans in that group. Is a lot.
Yeah.
So, and then also that was they play a little montage for him on Raw, which is real cool. Brock was on there for a short little time. He kind of just destroyed everybody in the opening segment.
Yep.
Didn't come back out. Was kind of hoping he would have.
Yeah.
Didn't. Still pushing towards the Universal title match with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. Still kind of pushing the Nia Jax and Sasha Banks match feud, I guess, really.
Bayley and Charlotte's continuation. The continuation of the No I Am Dar, Cedric Alexander with Alicia Fox angle. You have Neville and
Swan.
Rich Swann for the Cruiserweight title. The New Day and their little beef with Titus O'Neil. Kenzo and Cass, and then Rusev and Jinder Mahal. So those are your basic storylines going into what they've been covering for weeks now, with little progression here and there. One thing I want to cover from last week that was announced Monday afternoon, and then they did a video package about it on Monday Night Raw. which was Kurt Angle going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Long time coming. Really excited about this for several reasons. And as a fan, Kurt Angle back in WWE graces, which means possibly one more match for Kurt Angle under the WWE banner.
And even not a match, he's going to be at the Hall of Fame.
Right.
He's going to be at Mania Sunday.
Yep.
So at least 2 WWE appearances from Kurt Angle, if not more after that.
Right.
So.
And then you've got, from merchandising standpoints, new Kurt Angle T-shirts.
Oh, I didn't think about the mercise.
DVDs.
Replica gold medals.
Yes.
Yes.
Action figures in the Mattel line. Possibly a playable character in WWE 2K18.
More possible is almost damn near guaranteed.
Right.
Every year they've been doing for 16 and 17, they did the showcase mode for the DLC, and it was Hall of Fame characters. If they play that next year, then we'll definitely get a Kurt Angle, which, if that's the case, we gotta get a Kurt Angle Lesnar from 19. Because they skipped it from a Lesnar showcase mode, they skipped it from the WrestleMania mode in 14.
Right.
Like, we just need a Kurt Angle Lesnar match for the game.
And then we've got, with that, well, here's what I'm thinking. Because the guys that were in the Hall of Fame showcase mode that were already in the game had just alternate versions of them. If, say, we had a more modern Kurt Angle as the normal roster, or DLC pre-order bonus, and then for the Hall of Fame showcase, you got like a 99, 2000, or 2000,
when he had the hair?
When he had the hair,
Okay.
Kurt Angle. That's what I would think.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, no.
Possible matches for that's a lot. Anything with Rock, anything with Austin.
Hunter, there was a good triple threat match with Rock, Hunter, and Austin with Angle, Hunter, and Rock. SummerSlam 2000.
That sounds right.
For the WWE Championship.
That's some good possibilities for a Kurt Angle match on the game.
So, I mean,
the possibilities.
It's well deserved for Kurt Angle.
Definitely.
And it's also good for, as a fan, being able to get your hands on Kurt Angle merchandise and things like that. It's a win-win for everybody. And it's something that a lot of fans have been clamoring for a long time. So far as he's the only announced name for the Hall of Fame class. So that's exciting, too, to learn that somebody's actually going to be going into the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
because all the rumors that have been floating around about who might be going in, who is going in, even like a full class rumor, Kurt wasn't on that list.
No.
So it's kind of a nice surprise that some of those names could be accurate, or none of them at all.
Right.
So,
because who all did we hear? We heard DDP.
Mm-hmm.
We heard Ravishing Rick Rude, which both of those I'm excited to see.
Would not mind
Natural Disasters, another 2 names that would be great to see go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Beth Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
I heard Beth Phoenix, so
which wouldn't mind, because I think we've talked about it before. Like, I think every class needs to have like categories. There's gonna be a main. There's gonna be a couple of minor guys, like kind of Razor Ramon and Jake Roberts, where they weren't the headliners, but they were in. And then like a tag team, maybe a celebrity, definitely a woman, and then if there's room, maybe like a group or something.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, if we had Angle be the head, and then Rude and Page would be the minor, Natural Disasters, Demolition, we had the Freebirds last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure who I was thinking of the other day. Wouldn't think Killer Bees.
No.
Maybe Strike
British
Force.
Bulldogs.
British Bulldogs. I mean, if they want, for the love of God, you're not going to put British Bulldog in as Davey Boy Smith. Put him in as a tag team at least. Yeah. I'm not saying put the whole Hart Foundation in as a group, like they've done with like the Horsemen and stuff. Or the
I wouldn't mind seeing that for one purpose, and that's because that might be their way to get Owen in.
Yeah, if they can't do the whole thing, like they did, like they kind of pushed back the Owen DVD. Oh, we'll do a Hart family DVD. Mm-hmm. We're not doing an Owen one. But
now they've done the Owen DVD.
Right. But then I've always thought that too, like every year when it comes to like WrestleMania 21 with Hogan and Piper. 22 with Eddie and Brett. Mm-hmm. 23 had Dusty and Perfect. Every year there's always 2 head guys. And the sad part is there's always one guy who's passed away and always one guy who's still alive. Savage, if he was still alive, would have been the head of the class. Because he wasn't. It was ended up being Kevin Nash.
Right.
So, if we get Kurt Angle and he's alive, I don't see why we couldn't have Owen Hart going this year. This would be the best year.
For this year's class would possibly be Vader. So Vader would be cool.
An update on him, apparently he's not doing too well either in his health. He's only got a couple more years left to go. And not ring career, like life, which is very
Right.
sad because I've always liked Vader. When he debuted in WWE in 1996 at the Royal Rumble, trivia fact there, 21 years ago, I'm like, this guy, I didn't know him in WCW, but he was just, kind of like people when they see Andre, when they see Big Show, he was just a massive man. He's very attention-grabbing, and his attitude, he was loud, and he was headbutting lockers. I loved Vader since then. I feel he kind of died down in the Attitude Era. He wasn't big bad Vader anymore. He kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
But every time he came back, I always loved it. The
Right.
Raw 1000 stuff, when he helped out Coach for Taboo Tuesday, I just loved Vader. And I hear that he's not healthy enough to be around for a little while longer. That sucks. But Hall of Fame, definitely. He needs to go in before he passes away.
Yes, definitely.
It sucks that we kind of lost Yoko after or before the Hall of Fame stuff was a
Right.
yearly thing. Because I really would like to see Yokozuna one more time too.
Right.
But he passed away in 2000. So.
So that is basically Monday Night Raw. Last week on SmackDown, we had the continuation of Dolph Ziggler's heel turn with a King's Court segment, which actually saw Jerry the King Lawler get involved physically, which has not been seen on WWE TV since he had his heart attack in 2012.
Like he'll do like indie shows,
Right.
but for WTV, like they want to keep that idea that Jerry can't get physical anymore. And he's been on the pre-shows and stuff lately, and he's kind of MIA for a while. Apparently, he got released for a little bit. So having him come back, and it was the King's Court.
Yeah.
And he was in the full 1993 King's Court getup with the robe and the crown and the tights. It looked good. But I didn't know they were going to go that far with the super kick.
Oh, no.
Super
I didn't
kicked him in the
expect that at
chest,
all.
and what Dolph practically admitted to
Attempted murder.
They showed the clip of before Jerry had his heart attack when he had a match earlier that night, and a tag team match against Dolph Ziggler, and they didn't show up with CM Punk. Dolph was doing his repeated elbow drops into his heart, saying that he was the reason Jerry had his heart attack. So, could it have been? Probably.
Probably.
I wouldn't see why not. Jerry is a very older man.
Right.
I'm not sure if he can take those kind of hits to the chest. But Dolph's a professional, and he makes it look real.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
We saw La Luchadora being revealed as Mickie James.
Hey, welcome back, Mickie.
Yes, so Mickie James is back on the SmackDown Live roster. First time on the SmackDown roster since 2009. She was doing stuff with Cool.
That sounds about right.
Mickie James.
Was she at 26?
She might have been on the team on the Divas tag match with Vicky.
That's 2010, but she definitely wasn't at 27.
Yeah.
So 09, 2010,
Yeah.
somewhere in that ballpark. But yeah, she went to SmackDown and was getting picked on by Lady Cool.
Right. So great to see her back in WWE. I mean, she had the match at Takeover with Asuka, and then the rumors had been that she'd re-signed a contract, but now she is back with SmackDown Live. And speaking of, that is announced for tonight's show that she's going to be interviewed by Renee Young.
Yep.
And we're going to see where that goes.
What's her motive behind it? The reasoning? You helped out Alexa Bliss retain the title.
Right.
For what? Is it to get it from her because she's easy pickings because she's a little person? Or could it just be, she's just out for her own well-being?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first real heel run that she's had since 06, 07.
When she was crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was pretty much a babyface from the rest of her time with the company.
It wasn't even that long of a heel turn either. It was about WrestleMania till the time Trish retired. Yeah. And after that, it was just face the whole time for about 4 years.
Well, she kind of debuted as before WrestleMania. She was doing the stuff with Trish leading up to her heel turn, which happened at Saturday Night's Main Event. I think going into Mania.
Yeah.
In early 06.
So her actual heel run, knowledgeable as a heel,
right?
From Saturday Night's Main Event to Unforgiven of 06, it was a 5-6 month run.
Right.
But yeah, after that it was championships and great matches and
Yeah. So. Hey Danny, hey John, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
Yeah, we're just talking about what happened on SmackDown last week and recapping everything. We had Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles, I believe. No, Baron Corbin versus John Cena last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, going into this week, before we talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw last night, I would like to talk about our experience on Sunday.
Ah, yes, Sunday.
Sunday, for those of you who don't know, we had the pleasure of going to the WWE live event here in Fort Wayne, Indiana, at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. And so we had the pleasure of doing that. Last minute decision. We weren't really planning on going.
We need less than 24 hours.
Yeah, but we're really glad that we did. One of the things that we basically was talking about what we saw on the card, because it was a pretty solid card. I mean, other than they had quite a few tag team matches, a couple of them that really didn't make sense. But
yeah, I thought it was interesting because it's a house show.
Yeah,
wasn't televised, wasn't a big deal, so you kind of lost the names of like John Cena and Randy Orton weren't there.
Right.
But compared to what we usually see on SmackDown, we got to see the Vaudevillains, and they were a tag team match against Dolph or Jack Swagger.
Yeah,
who we don't see hardly on TV anymore.
It was Jack Swagger
and he teamed up with Mojo.
Yep.
It's like, so there's only one guy from those four alone you see on a regular basis, which is kind of cool. Dolph Ziggler wasn't there. So we saw Apollo Cruz versus The Miz.
Which was a great match.
It was a really good match.
We saw a Fatal 4-Way tag team match for the tag team titles with American Alpha, the Wyatts, Bray and Luke. And then you had the Ascension
and the Usos.
The Usos.
So again, it was good to see the Ascension. Usos pop up every now and again on TV.
Yeah.
But it's good to see the Ascension though.
We saw Slater and Rhino was the opening match against
the Fashion Police.
The Fashion Police.
Breeze Dango.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a pretty solid match. There was a tag team women's match with Becky Lynch and Naomi, who hasn't been on TV in a while because she's been out with an injury, taking on Carmella with James Ellsworth in her corner, and Alexa Bliss. Very solid women's match.
Yeah.
The whole card for what we saw, I think we only walked out of one match, and that was to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was the Jack Swagger and Mojo versus Vaudevillains match.
Yeah.
The main event was AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental title.
Originally booked for the WWE Championship,
right.
But Styles talked to the higher authorities and got it switched around, so Dean had to defend, or he challenged Dean to defend his title instead. And then, any good house show, even the kids behind us knew, champions usually don't change hands at house shows. So, he was going for the phenomenal forearm on Dean, and Ambrose caught Styles in midair, hit with the dirty deeds like he usually does.
Right.
And got the win. So it was a pretty good show. All around.
We have a question. It's not popping up over there, but I got it popping up over here. So what happened with Harper and Bray, and what was they pissed off about during the show from John, who was also at the show? We couldn't figure that either, because if you notice, I don't know if they were trying to sell the dissension angle between Bray and Luke, but at the end, before the match was even fully over, Luke had left.
Yeah, there was so much going on.
Yeah.
Just back and forth, everyone was in and out, hitting each other with different moves. Bray got hit with a big boot from, I think, Connor.
Yeah.
And rolled out the ring. I'm not sure when Harper got knocked out, but when he got knocked out, he just kind of rolled out and just left. Before the 3 count, he was already behind the curtain.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if there's something wrong, if it was just a job, but there is tension build up because we didn't talk about it last week on SmackDown. They got into it again, but Bray hit Harper because there was still conflict between the Wyatts. I think they were trying to get the tag titles back. Was that last week?
Yeah, they were trying to get the tag titles back from American Alpha. So there's definitely some tension there, and that's going to boil over into this week when we're going to see Luke Harper and Randy Orton take each other on and one-on-one to try to settle the beef.
Just get it out of the way,
and then you've got. But sticking on subject with our WWE live event.
Yes.
After the show, okay. One thing that we always do at the Fort Wayne Allen County War Memorial Coliseum when we go to see WWE live is after the show we go around to the back entrance where all the wrestlers will leave. and we'll wait for guys. And sometimes we have some people stop. You've gotten an autograph from the Hardys?
Just Matt.
Just Matt. We were there one time, and somebody that we were with actually got a hug from Cameron.
Oh, yeah. That was a lucky bastard.
People have waved and things like that, but, sometimes they do interact with us. And we were standing there for probably, 10 or 15 minutes?
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
And just as we were walking up, they said Barron was leaving. And then about the time we got there, Dean was leaving. Dean was looking at his phone. He wasn't paying attention to any of us. And Dean left. And we seen a couple of people leave, but we really couldn't see who they were.
Yeah, they were a big build, but people kept saying they were Heath Slater, but this guy was pretty jacked. I don't know who it was.
But we were standing there, and the security that was standing out there in front of the guardrail was like, you know what, guys, just got informed, there's no more wrestlers left in the building.
You gotta go. So people started walking away, and then you see this jacked security guard walking somebody to their car, dragging their duffel bag and their suitcase and stuff, and we're like, oh yeah, no more wrestlers? Who the hell's that guy? And they were looking at him like, oh, this guy's got a big black beard and kind of long soccer mom hair.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
It was AJ Styles.
It was AJ Styles.
So everybody's yelling for him, and everybody's, clamoring for him, and I'm just standing there in awe. Because it's AJ Styles,
Dude's 100 feet away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enough for me.
He's putting his bags, he's not saying anything, he's just putting his bags in his trunk, he shuts the trunk, and he looks over, nods his head, and he starts walking over that way. And, there's probably, 50 people out there?
Not even.
Yeah.
But the pop.
The pop was it was like the roar of the crowd. Everybody started screaming. He comes over. We couldn't even hear what he said, but somebody informed us that he had said, I'll sign anything you want, but I'm not going to be able to take pictures with everybody, so I'm just not going to do pictures with you guys. But I'll sign anything you got.
Right.
And we actually got his autograph on a Take and Bump sign.
And sign we took just to advertise our show at the show. We ended up having it back there. I took some markers just in case, because you never know. Because, like I said, we've gone back there a few times before, and hoping to get autographs, and sometimes we never see anybody at all. Mm-hmm. We just don't have equipment on us to get an autograph. Like one time, to a show about 8 years ago, and Shad and Kofi were rolling together. I don't know where JTG was. He was at the show, but Kofi and Shad were riding together, and they got out and got pictures and took autographs. I had a disposable camera and nothing to write with, so all my pictures came out too dark, so they didn't get developed. And I had nothing to write with to get an autograph, so it's just I have the memory of it, but no proof. But brought markers, we had our tickets, we had the sign, sign whatever we got.
Yeah.
It was just luck that it had to be AJ Styles, though.
And we were both, he had his ticket in his hand and I had the sign. We're both running back and forth trying to squeeze in to get AJ to sign it. I actually got through and actually reached my hand out. AJ shook my hand, said thanks for coming to the show, and then he signed the sign. And then about that time, he yells out, "You guys know I'm the bad guy, right?"
Yeah.
And
that was pretty funny.
So,
you know I'm the bad guy, right? I'm like, yeah, but we like the bad guy.
Right.
I'm just hoping he uses that as a promo plug tonight, know?
Right. So, it was really, that was just really, really cool as a fan. And especially because it was my first time ever getting to even watch AJ Styles live in the ring.
Yeah.
So, that was pretty cool. And AJ was class act. Even being a heel, AJ's a class act. And I can't say nothing bad about the guy except for his soccer mom haircut. But, yeah, so that was our experience. It's been a whirlwind few days for wrestling for us because we had the event on Sunday, and then we watched Raw last night, and then we're watching SmackDown tonight, and then Sunday we're gonna watch the Royal Rumble
and have the big podcast before. Usually we do it an hour long, but it might end up blowing completely over. Like we're talking about doing the podcast during the pre-show. But as we found out last night on Raw, we have a couple of pre-show matches now scheduled. Yeah. So we're going to have to either have someone staying informed while we go live in case we run over. We'll just do it through the whole 2-hour pre-show. It starts at 5. Show starts at 7. We'll probably just do the whole pre-show during the whole thing. I don't know what we're doing yet. It's just, I guess we're going to play it by ear between now and then. But, you personally, it's been a hell of a month.
Yeah. I've gotten to meet AJ Styles, like we just said. Gotten to not only meet Dan the Beast Severn, I get to hear him snore. Okay?
How often does that happen?
Right.
I
got to hang out in the green room with Dan the Beast Severn. I got to help film his Danger Zone MMA event, the pre-show for that. I got to work directly right alongside Dan to Be Severed. I mean, that is really, really cool. He's invited me up to his training camp to come take a look to see, if that's somewhere I want to go to further my pro wrestling career.
Mm-hmm.
So there is, it's been really, really, really cool month for me.
Yeah.
And it's only continuing to get better because we're going to be going to February 4th, Super Bowl weekend.
Whatever day it is. 4th or 5th.
Yeah. Super Bowl weekend, we're going to be going to the Let's Comedy event. It's a Super Bowl party hosted by WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi. And just this week announced that's going to be there is Grandmaster Sexy, Brian Christopher, and Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Holla holla.
Theodore Long.
Tilo in the house.
Anybody who doesn't know about that, though, it's going to be at Calhoun Soup, Salads, and Spirits, CS3,
in the Tiger Room.
Street, in the Tiger Room.
Check out Let's Comedy on Facebook to get all your ticket info and details.
Mm-hmm. We tend to share stuff about it, too.
Yeah.
On our personal pages, on the Taking Bumps page. But that's probably the best spot to go to get all the ticket information.
Right.
They've done the McFoley comedy shows.
Yes.
They did Jake Roberts' book, and then they just did the RVD one that you and Jeff Landis went to before. So,
and actually, we saw one of the promoters of Let's Comedy, Ryan Ely, at the WWE show. He actually sat right in front of us at the WWE show. So that's going to be happening. We don't know what's going to be happening quite yet in April, but we do know there's going to be an event, and one way or another, Taking Bumps is going to be there.
Yeah.
And it's the Heroes and Legends of Professional Wrestling event. Whether we're going to be there as fans or whether we're going to be there working with the show, we're not quite sure how that's going to work out yet.
Yeah.
But we will be there because Jerry the King Lawler is going to be wrestling at the event.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fan fest going on as well. It's going to have Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Mr. Anderson's going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's all kinds of top name talent are going to be there. Top name local indie talent are going to be there. Can't say nothing about the Heroes and Legends. Ryback's going to be there defending his Heroes and Legends championship.
Sandman, if you're an ECW buff.
Swaggle, I believe, is going to be there.
Yeah. Formerly Axel,
formerly Adam Rose.
Adam Rose, thank you. Let's call him Axel Rose.
Yes, and TWF event on the 25th of February. We're doing a talent show.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, I'm sorry. He's talking about the TWF live event on. Is that in April? Are we doing April 25th? Is that the date? I'm not 100% sure.
Where is this at?
Location exactly still TBA.
Okay.
It's probably going to be in Grable, Indiana.
Okay, not that far away.
But it is going to be, yes, April 25th, TWF live event. The Blueprint will be in action.
What a birthday present for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Because April 23rd is the Blueprint's birthday. Don't know who I'm going to be facing yet. That's still TBA. The card is still TBA. But you're going to have all the top guys from TWF. Possibly some guys from FWL if they got the balls to show up. How you doing?
Just saying, guys.
It's gonna be 2017 is gonna be a huge year, not only for the Taking Bumps podcast, not only for professional wrestling in general, but for TWF, for the Dos of Landis, who we also work with, Taking Bumps, everybody. This 2017 is gonna be the year of the Blueprint,
and we're only 3 weeks into it.
Yeah.
We're almost a full month into the year. We've got 11 more months to go, and big things are already happening.
Yeah.
And we only have stuff planned up until April.
Right.
We still got 8 more months going on.
We're in talks about doing something in May, and in August and September, with Smash Mouth Pro Wrestling. So we're going to see where that goes, as far as Taking Bumps podcast goes. So, FWL will be there. So they got the balls to show up and show their face to the Blueprint. I'm going to kick your teeth down their throat. Okay, that's my pro wrestling promo for the day.
Just saying.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out for some of the people I saw watching: Clayton, Brittany, JJ, Brian and Crystal, John, Charles, Matthew. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Well,
that was up till Sunday.
That was up till Sunday.
So last night.
Last night,
It's the last Raw before the Rumble.
Last Raw before the Rumble, you know something was going to happen. Show started off with Roman Reigns coming out talking about his match with Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then Owens and Jericho came out. They were kind of going back and forth. We had found out that the match is going to be no DQ with Jericho suspended in the shark cage. And then they set up the match for later in the night between Jericho and Roman Reigns as a rematch.
Mm-hmm. For the United States Championship.
For the United States Championship. And then you had... what else happened exciting?
Exciting?
The New Day came out. It was a pretty good promo. You missed it.
I missed a little bit, yeah.
The New Day came out, was talking about how they were in the Rumble going after the Universal Championship. And then you had the...
Enzo and Cass.
Enzo and Cass came out, and they were talking about how Cass is now going to be in the Rumble.
Is Enzo in?
No, they did not announce Enzo in.
So weird.
Cass is going to be in the Royal Rumble. And then Rusev came out and announced... Rusev came out with Jinder and Lana, and Rusev announced that he's going to be in, but not Jinder. And then Titus came out, and Titus got on the mic, and it was pretty funny. He got on the mic and basically said, well, I just came out here to tell you all that we're going to have an 8-man tag match. And then the New Day casually pointed out that there was 5 of them with Enzo and Cass standing there. Because he said it's going to be 8-man tag. It's going to be us versus the New Day and Enzo and Cass. And they said, there's 5 of us and 3 of you. And then he says, oh yeah, our partner was Braun Strowman. So it ended up being Big E and Kofi from the New Day, and Enzo and Cass taking on Jinder Mahal, Rusev, Braun Strowman, and Titus O'Neil. And then, but before that match started, let me talk about my favorite moment from that promo.
Part of the promo, right?
They were talking about New Day and Titus were kind of going back and forth because they've been having their issues recently.
Mm-hmm.
And
promote the Titus brand. And
what's his face? Xavier Woods. He goes, the internet meme, you catch me outside, how about that? And that's basically what he told him, and then they kind of went through the whole thing. He was like, how about you catch me outside, how about that? Pop.
It was
great.
It was ridiculous because he was like, I'm tired of seeing you try to promote your own Titus brand. If you don't like that, how about you catch me outside, how about that? And he's like, what? What does that even mean? And Kobe had to explain it to him.
Yeah.
Well, it was a cheap little plug.
It's one of the things about the New Day that the New Day always seems to be able to do is take whatever is going around in the internet and whatever's popular on social media and taking that and morphing it into their promo and taking, references and making them work in a wrestling environment and helping themselves in that way. I've always found the New Day entertaining in that way. I mean, I laughed really hard when he said that.
Yeah.
You were in the other room and you're like...
Yeah, I'm like, why is he laughing about something? Something good must have happened. It was New Day, of course.
And then...
They always have little subtle jokes that sometimes aren't even kid-friendly jokes.
Nia had a squash match and Becky came out and actually was handling her business. Sasha Banks was handling it. Why do I do that every time? Every time. Sasha Banks came out and was handling her business.
Whooped her with a crutch.
So that was entertaining. But really, and then you had the Kevin Owens Chris Jericho match, which ended in DQ.
Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho.
What
he meant, though.
Yeah. Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho for the U.S. title. Kevin Owens came out and...
Ended being like a DQ.
Finish, but then Roman ended up fighting his way back, and Owens ended up in the shark cage. And really, the main thing that happened at the end of the show, they'd been hyping it up all night, that Goldberg was going to come out. Goldberg comes out, flubs up his promo at the beginning, finally gets out what he needs to say, and then Heyman comes out, introduces Brock. Brock comes out, and then Goldberg calls Brock a dumbass, which he did not like.
I wouldn't see what he would have, yeah.
He charges the ring. He gets up there, nose to nose, and I'm sitting here. Let me tell you how this worked out, because I was sitting there with you.
Oh my gosh. This is perfect.
And I'm watching it, and we're talking about how, okay, now this is going to be a fight, because there's always like a brawl at the end, a brawl going into the Rumble. I'm like, everybody's going to come out, they're going to clear house. They get up, and they're in the ring, they're staring down, they're intense, and I just go, gong. And about the time I finished gong, I still had my hands up like this, and about the time I finished it, it gonged in real life. And like go out, and Taker's in the ring, and I'm like, oh.
Like, perfect.
Yes.
Like, if you waited half a second to do your gong, you would have done it with the TV.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't have heard the TV because over yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'd have made that gong sound, the lights went out, and you're like, oh no, oh. Like, it was just perfect timing. I just looked at him like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Like, you're just that good at what you do?
It was awesome, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, the gong kept continuing by itself, no music, just the gong. Lights turned blue, and showing the
Blue?
purple, blue, purple,
Purple.
purple.
Lights went, Taker lights, and
Taker lights.
and I think you started to see the smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it again, and then that's how the show ended. And then I went on Instagram and looked up to see what happened after the show. Nothing really. Brock left, and then Goldberg left, and then Taker did his pose.
Oh, that's sad.
So,
Hi, Lauren.
boop.
Yeah, pop your thumb now.
Whatever. She knows what I mean. She knows what I mean. Okay? It's like one of my best friends in the whole wide world.
I know, right? She's awesome. But yeah, that's all it was last night. I mean, there was some good moments, but now we're the last SmackDown before the Rumble.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of see I'm hoping something big building towards the Rumble from the SmackDown side. As far as new participants from the SmackDown side, last time we found out that Roman and Harper and Orton are all going to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Bray, Harper, and Orton are all going to be in.
Yeah, one of those. The names, man, it's just too much to remember.
I need one of these taking bumps root beers.
These taking bumps root beers.
Taking bumps. Not your father's taking bumps.
It's okay. Mike brought over a 5-pack earlier.
It was a 6-pack.
Well, it's 5 now. But yeah, like I think SmackDown's been so good lately, like with their shows and the way they present stuff. It's not so repetitive. Like some not only the same matches, but they're the same spot of the card. Opening match is the same. The opening promo is the same. The last match is always the same. Somebody's put through a table every week on Raw. Someone's put through a table every week.
This week didn't happen.
This week did not happen. It ended with a promo.
Well,
so
speaking of this week,
but
we saw the return of the Big Show.
Oh yeah.
Hey Brian and Crystal, I don't know which one's watching. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, Big Show did come out. He got announced to be in their own match. If you follow the WWE app like I do, you knew before the show went on the air.
Right.
But it was cool to see.
It was also on Snapchat.
Was it on Snapchat?
Yeah, Charlie Caruso had it on Snapchat.
I don't know who he is. I know Charlie's a girl. No.
But
they keep introducing all these new people because everyone keeps leaving. Lillian's gone, and Justin left.
I like.
You know
what? I didn't really know anything about the SmackDown ring announcer.
Yeah.
Until we went to the WWE live show, and I really liked him.
Yeah, I just love how he says Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin. I love it.
Yeah.
And we're sharing his autograph. Who's sitting there about the gorilla position after the show was over?
Speaking of the gorilla position.
Which is the little box off to the side of the stage where they have all the buttons and the TV monitors for the videos and the lights and the movies and stuff.
Where we were sitting,
Just a heads up.
basically our front view, we had the stage, which came over to the gorilla position here, and then you had the ramp and the ring. We were upper level there.
We could practically see behind the curtain to see who's coming out.
Yeah. We could actually see
to the side of
on the gorilla position, they had their computers up. We could actually tell who was going to come out before the music hit because they had their Minitron video loaded up, and we could see whose it was before it popped up.
Pretty cool.
But where was I going with this?
Who was down there?
Who was down there? Okay, yes. We saw...
I know you were going.
We saw Scott Armstrong.
Was it really him, though?
Yeah, it was.
But I didn't see him.
When I got closer... When I came back.
Like I told him, like when we first went down there and we were watching them, he almost kind of looked like Dusty Rhodes. He had the thin gray hair, was short, he had glasses on, and Dusty was kind of thinning out towards the end of his life. So he kind of looked like him, but you knew it wasn't him. And now Scott Armstrong. I'm like,
Because that's what he does now.
I don't know who else it could have been. Like,
yeah. He's a road producer. So it was Scott Armstrong and, my opinion, future Hall of Famer.
Should be.
Yeah. Former WWF Tag Team Champion multiple times. It was on the first WrestleMania card.
Yes, you're right. Multiple times. Okay.
With Barry Windham.
Mm-hmm. And then again at WrestleMania 9 with the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase.
The father of Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas.
Oh, I didn't think about that at the time.
Yeah.
Dope.
Mike Rotunda, a.k.a. IRS, a.k.a. Mike Wall Street.
Yeah.
He was down there, so that was pretty cool. I mean, I remember the first time I saw the gorilla position at a house show. It was 2008. It was going into WrestleMania 24.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting above, like literally right above the gorilla position where they could hear me yell at them. And I did, because it was Michael P.S. Hayes of the Fabulous Freebirds. And I yelled, "Hey, Doc Hendricks!" And he turned around, gave me a thumbs up.
Because he's like, how the hell do you remember that? That was like 14 years ago. Oh, you're a diehard fan.
Yes.
But I like Doc Hendricks, though.
That's what I just said, John. He's Bray and Bo's son. Or dad. Yeah, Mike Rotunda. Wait, does he mean me being related to Bray? I don't understand. Explain yourself, 13. Anywho.
Dull moment. But we're waiting for the feedback. That's why I like being live, having our fans be able to, comment.
It didn't pop up in there. Did you know who's watching?
I have no idea who's watching.
Cooch!
Not Cooch.
Cooch.
No, not him. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Oh. How much are we talking about?
Okay. So, tonight on SmackDown, we know that Renee Young is interviewing Mickie James.
Mm-hmm.
We know
that's going to be Randy Orton versus Luke Harper.
Dolph Ziggler versus Kalisto, and AJ Styles is going to call out John Cena. That's what we know, has announced by WWE,
right,
what's going to happen
That's the
tonight.
census that's been announced. But like we were saying with Raw, they had the big go-home moment. Because
I think SmackDown is where we're going to see the ring brawl. Like, all the guys that are supposed to be in the Rumble brawling in the ring.
I wouldn't mind if Raw showed up.
That'd be cool, too.
At SmackDown.
Because
for that brawl.
One thing about this whole Rumble that I keep hearing on the Raw side, and not so much on the SmackDown side, is that Goldberg said it last night in his promo, where he said that 29 other guys are going to be in that ring trying to go after, whoever wins between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. They're going after the Universal Championship. And it's like, do they not get a shot? Is it, and so that's one thing they haven't announced, is it, if you're a SmackDown guy and you win, you go after the SmackDown title?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're a Raw guy and you win, you go after the Raw title? Or, like they had done it in the past where, when they had the brand split before, you win the Rumble and you pick which title you go after. That's what I'm interested to see how that plays out. Because I always liked that version better.
Right, because now you have the possibility that, let's just say Goldberg does win.
Right.
And now you have the odds, the probability of, that's also been announced on SmackDown last week, was SmackDown, the next pay-per-view is the Elimination Chamber.
Right.
And AJ Styles defends the belt in the chamber against 5 other people. So now,
and
if
we know one
Goldberg
of
wins
those
the fight,
people is John Cena.
Is John Cena.
Because it doesn't matter who wins.
Probably Miz.
Because it doesn't matter who wins at the Royal Rumble. They're both going to be in the chamber match. That way the chamber match is still for the title.
Right. So, and Miz was out there trying to get in the match, and Dean might be in the chamber match. It's like, the odds, if Goldberg wanted to go over to SmackDown for their title at WrestleMania, after winning the Rumble, hypothetically, we had 6 different options of who Goldberg could face.
Right.
But now it's just Goldberg has to fight the Raw champion. Now you're like, well, Raw gets Fastlane. They're not going to have a 6-man chamber match with the options for Goldberg. So it'd be nice that after both pay-per-views are said and done, whoever the winner of the Rumble is has the choice to face whoever wants the Rumble, not be set on one brand of title. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully that's what it is the old school rule. We'll see. About a month away from both of those being over with. Is your Is it February 25th that the chamber is?
I believe so.
I want to say February 22nd is a Wednesday. 23rd, 24th, 25th. Maybe it's 26th.
Yeah.
Might be the 26th. I know it's the last week of February.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Um.
So, we hopefully go home SmackDown tonight. A big brawl.
Yeah.
I would not be opposed to seeing Brock, Goldberg, and Taker making their appearance tonight either.
That'd be cool.
Just to
at least
be in that brawl.
At least Taker.
At least Taker, he's back to SmackDown, and that's where his loyalty lies. But he's been on Raw twice since his last SmackDown appearance.
Right. Okay, so we covered Raw, we covered SmackDown. We also have to talk about this weekend, Saturday night, is NXT Takeover.
Yes. It's San Antonio, yeah.
So there you've got Bobby Roode challenging Shinsuke for the NXT title.
Mm-hmm.
There's a multi-woman match for the women's title.
Mm-hmm.
And then, can't remember what they're doing for the tag titles.
The DIY is defending it against, the Mock Shield guys.
Oh, the Authors of Pain.
Yes.
Paul Ellering. WWE Hall of Famer. People forget that.
He used to manage the Road Warriors back in the good old days. I think the most memorable moment for me with Paul Ellering was SummerSlam '92 when him and LOD came out on their motorcycles and they rode them all over the ring because it was in Wembley Stadium.
Wembley, yeah.
It was a huge stadium to walk. I mean, Taker rode the back of a hearse on a bumper to get to the ring because his entrance is not slow now. It's always been slow. So. Vintage Taker, he rode on a hearse, and he came out there, and Paul Ellering had the dummy. What was the dummy's name?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh no!
If
anybody knows what the dummy's name was that Paul Ellering had in '92, please let us know. Rocco. I think it was Rocco.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Rocco, or Rocket, or something.
Or Rocky.
Where the fuck is Russell at?
Yeah.
Where's Russell at? He's here every week. This is the first time he's missed it. He's probably busy though. He's probably getting ready for SmackDown, like we should be.
Probably, yeah.
Cause I'm pretty sure it's about that time.
And dinner.
And dinner. Food. And more taking bumps. Not your father's. Yum.
Speaking of what we have our beverages of choice tonight.
The specialty drinks, yes.
I want to send a special birthday shout out to your wife, which you're probably going to be in the doghouse because you didn't think about this first.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to end it with it, but I didn't know we're ending.
Yeah, I think we're going to end it up. But we've got, we spent a special shout out. Her birthday was yesterday. So we're spending a special birthday shout out to her. Rhea, happy birthday from the Take a Bumps crew. Thank you for all you do to help support the Take a Bumps podcast as his wife and one of my best friends in the whole wide world. Mm-hmm. And the other birthday shout out I personally wanted to send.
Yes.
26th coming up on today would be 24th, Thursday.
Yeah.
On Thursday, special little girl. Yeah, about time, Russell. About time you showed up. Thursday, the special little girl in my life, my daughter, turns 3 years old. So I want to spend a special happy birthday to her. Daddy loves you. Daddy misses you. Can't wait to see you soon. So those are our birthday announcements. If you want to be part of the Take a Bumps birthday club, send your birthday in, and we'll give you a birthday shout out on or around your birthday.
Right. We might miss it. Might be a couple of days. That's why we didn't do it yesterday. Our usual Monday.
Yeah.
We tried to. We had a lot of stuff going on. We had a lot going on this weekend.
Yeah.
So we had to get pushed back to Tuesday. So that's why we had to catch up on 2 Raws and a SmackDown because it's just been crazy. And a pear tree.
How you doing?
So yeah, if you want your birthday shout out, just let us know when it is, and we'll give you a little mention.
Yeah.
I have to wait till August. I think we started taking bumps the day before my birthday.
Yeah, we did.
Which is great.
I don't even think we gave you a birthday shout out because we didn't care.
We might have mentioned it.
We might have.
Like, hey, SummerSlam's my birthday.
Yeah, we might have mentioned that. The coolest wrestling thing we ever did that you ever had. I mean, obviously your birthday every few years falls on SummerSlam.
I'm just fortunate enough for that.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of August.
April is traditionally known for like the early April WrestleMania, maybe the end of April, like Extreme Rules or Backlash. But it never really falls on my birthday, which is the 23rd. So the coolest thing for me, wrestling related, that I ever got to do on my birthday was I got to go to a comedy club and see Mick Foley's stand-up routine on my birthday. My 24th birthday a few years ago. I got to see Mick Foley. And not only got to see Mick Foley, but I got to meet Mick Foley, get his autograph, shake his hand. But, as much as I like Mick Foley, that was not my best Mick Foley experience. My best Mick Foley experience was a year after that.
Well, the next time he came back, yeah.
Father's Day weekend, 2015. When we saw him.
I had to think about it for a second.
When we saw him at CS3 at the Tiger Room, you were with me at that one.
I was, yeah.
The only thing that sucked about that was the phone I had at the time screwed us over.
Yeah.
And deleted the pictures that we had. So we had the
no
memories.
proof.
Well, we had the
autographs. Yes, sure. We have
autographs. But the reason I say that was a more memorable time, A, because I was there with friends, and B, because Mick Foley was in a better mood at the Tiger Room. It was a much more relaxed experience, I think, for the autograph signing session.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting at a traditional table similar to this, and he had all of his stuff there. At the formerly Snickers here in town, at the comedy club, he was more in the bar setting, so he was at like a booth.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable to try and turn for photos.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So, and I mean, there was a line out the wazoo because there was a lot more people there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I probably waited in line for 45 minutes just to meet the guy. I mean, you know, how many other people he had met and taken pictures with before I got up there. He did wish me a happy birthday, so that was pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. I thought you were referring to the Q&A session he had at the Tiger Room.
Oh, yes.
Because he was asking if anyone had any questions for him, and sure enough, Mike opens his mouth.
I blame your wife.
She might have brought it up.
She said, I bet you won't ask him if he knows that his daughter's hot, and I had a couple of drinks in me, and I said, bet accepted. And then he then went on to berate me for asking him that question in front of everyone.
Yeah, but everyone was entertained by it.
Yeah,
like,
that was entertaining. And then when I went to the RVD show with Jeff, we were standing out there waiting to be let in, and there were some other fans, and we were all talking, and I said, you know, we were talking about different wrestlers that we met. I told that story, and the one guy goes, "That was you?" Yeah, that was me. That was.
You're starting to get recognized everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
we were outside the wrestling show on Sunday, and this guy's like, "You look familiar," and Mike's like, "I do a lot of stuff." He's like, "Well, what do you do?" He's like, "I do podcasts, I do internet shows, I do wrestling shows. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat." He's like, "I know you from somewhere." He's like, "You know me. That's good enough for me." Yeah. So, and we had a lot of advertisement with the Takin Bump stuff. I had a shirt I made up, and we had a sign, and we were talking to people about it. So, I think we have some new followers this week because of that.
Yeah, we did get several new followers. So, yeah, it's really exciting. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up about 7 minutes early.
We need some dinner, more drinks, and a little bit more wrestling in our lives.
But before we go, I would like to say a couple things. One, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. And don't forget to tell your friends to like the page. Share the page. The other thing is, if you have anything you want to talk about on the podcast, send us messages. Tweet us. We don't have tweet. We don't have Twitter.
We don't tweet.
Send us messages on. We're on Instagram. So we're on.
I have my Snapchat. It's just taken.pumps.podcast. It's my own personal one, but I can always relate the message back to Mike so we can get it in there.
So send us anything you guys want us to talk about. We can discuss anything. I mean, we're both kind of wrestling historians. We kind of have a general idea of what we know happened in the past. And we can kind of give our thoughts and opinions on it. Or if you have questions about, or different ideas for different segments that we can do. We're always looking for ideas and suggestions.
I did have a suggestion recently. I forgot all about this. We had a suggestion about we need to entertain the female viewers more. So the suggestion was we need to start watching Total Divas and Total Bellas and then review those shows as well. Me personally, I don't watch that show.
I mean, if it's on, I sit down and watch it, but I mean, I don't necessarily follow along with it.
Lana had her bachelorette party. Rusev wasn't happy about it. She got on stage with the Thunder from Down Under, Naked Australians. By the way, gonna be in Anderson, Indiana, at Hoosier Park Racing Casino in February.
Lana?
No, the Thunder from Down Under. The good entertainment, not Lana. She's just a good thing to watch. But
yeah, any suggestions like that you guys might have that think...
Whatever you want.
Whatever you guys want to see on the show, it's about you, the fans. It's what makes this show possible. Thank you guys again for watching, and we will see you Sunday. Stay tuned to the Facebook page for a special start time when we figure out exactly when that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But we will be going live Sunday, talking everything Royal Rumble, giving a final preview, talking about what happened tonight as far as going into the Rumble, and what we want to see happen, what we think is going to happen, what you guys want to see happen, what you guys think is going to happen. But remember, and never forget to tuck your chin when you're taking them bumps.